This is Bmusic. I'm here at the Brighton Dome for the launch of a unique and pioneering new music event called Spectrum. With me is Rebecca Fiddler, Creative Learning Manager at Brighton Dome. So this was kind of your brainchild, wasn't it? So tell us all about Spectrum.
Well, Spectrum is a project to showcase all the musical talent there is in Brighton, of which there's lots. There's just an amazing wealth of talent and creativity here. So generally at Brighton Dome, bands don't get to play here unless they're signed. They've got quite a bit of support behind them financially. So we wanted to do a project where bands could basically access this venue and play here and have a platform. And equally that music lovers could come and watch their favourite local acts on this kind of stage. So we keep the prices low at £4. It's making it as accessible as possible to share in our love of music, basically.
Your heart beats, I'm not losing.
There's 4 different strands we put on these gigs. We also put on seminars, so we put on kind of learning events really for people who want to learn more about the industry. We've done one on PRS, we've done one on legal matters, things that could be considered quite boring but actually quite important. So yeah, gigs, seminars. We have a video series called Sight and Sound where video makers and musicians can come in and make videos in different spaces within the whole venue. So, you know, we're Brighton Dome with the concert hall, the Corn Exchange, the Studio Theatre. There's lots of exciting spaces to use. And also, our latest strand is residencies. So we work with the local acts to develop their live act, basically, yeah, if they want to do cross-art collaborations or create something a bit more spectacular.
You feeling low, call my name, I'll help you get through another day.
You literally just come off stage. Your first act to ever have played Spectrum. So what was the feeling like and how was it to be involved?
It was a great feeling. Like, not many people my age get the opportunity to play big stages like I've just done, so I really appreciate the opportunity. So it's great.
Said, oh, don't fade away. Oh, please.
So where else does cater for musicians your age?
I think there's like some nights, like open mics and stuff, but lots of the nights, if you're under 18, you can't drink, so they can't serve alcohol. You can't really be in those venues. So, yes.
It's for another day when you feeling low. Call my name.
I understand your stepdad is sort of a musician himself. He had a top 10 hit, in fact, back in the 70s with Car 67.
Yeah.
So, I mean, has that been an influence on you, or has that sort of helped you in terms of developing as a musician?
Yeah, definitely. He's been around since I was about 12, so at that point, I sang at that point, but I didn't write songs, and he definitely encouraged me to start writing songs. And he's always helped me, like recorded me. We have a little studio, and he's recorded me. And that's definitely been a key part of my development. He is like being a key supporter of me.
So there was a night that was running before called the Source New Music Night. So it's not just a replacement of that then.
It's not a replacement. I mean, it's a sort of new phase. The project itself started as Young Bands Night, where we were giving these opportunities to younger bands, and then we realised that actually, you know, no local bands really get a chance to play in this venue. So we opened that out, and now it's for anybody really. So we partnered up with Source magazine, as they're such an important sort of part of the cultural makeup of the city, and it was really sad when the magazine folded, but of course they're still online. Yeah, that gave us a chance to breathe a bit of new life into the project as well and start talking to Resident, who are just fantastic, and just sort of develop the project that little bit more, so it's always growing and changing and developing and having something new to offer.
He's a real live wire and he can go home, but it's all.
And I understand there's a partnership with Resident as well as part of this. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, Resident are just brilliant, basically. You know, we share the same ethos in that feeling of music is something that we all love and we want to come together and celebrate and talk about. And in the age of internet and downloads, maybe there isn't so much of an opportunity to do that, but they've really kept that beautiful element where you can go into the shop and there's a feeling of community and there's such a quality of what they deliver there.
Truth always wins.
How was the show?
Oh no, it was really good fun. The sound system was really good.
I think that was probably one of the best shows we've ever done here. We really enjoyed it. Really good.
How many times have you played the Dome?
I think this is our 4th gig. We've played a couple of those Sounds from the City things, which is like young band showcases, and we've also played the Corn Exchange once, which was also really good fun.
Have you heard? Have you heard?
Someone recently described our music as gloomy in a fun way, which I thought was quite good.
You'd say that sums you up then?
Yeah, gloomy in a fun way. We have fun playing gloomy music. Yeah.
But I've seen her. Planets collide.
Now, you're one of Brighton Noise's bands to watch in 2014. I also saw a pic on your Facebook page. You look pretty proud about the fact you're a bestseller in Resident as well. So things are looking well positive for you guys. Like, do you know actually how many you sold in Resident? Have you got a figure on that?
I think we've sold 50 of our first EP, so that's about a year and a half it's been in there. And then since December, I think we sold 50 of our new one. I think that's right.
We've been going into Resident for years and stuff. I mean, I have, and you guys, I'm assuming, as well. So yeah, it was excellent to be put in there on our EP. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, we saw our gig there, like on the poster.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that was like,
I mean, we'll occasionally go in and we'll see something new, like we're suddenly in the bestsellers section, or our gigs are listed on the wall, and it's just really nice seeing how supportive they are of young bands and Brighton bands.
Do you think that novelty's ever going to wear off you?
I hope not. I really hope that the new stuff keeps being exciting and interesting. I'm sure it will. We're still quite young. We've still got a while to go before things get boring and we get old.
Planets collide when she smiles and she smiles. Collide, collide, collide.
So the Spectrum residency string, what's that all about? Who's that aimed at?
Well, it's aimed at anyone who wants to develop their live act, basically. So our first one is happening at the moment. Basically, we have a partnership with Brighton Youth Centre, who have got space, and we offer sort of 2-week space for an act to go in and have that time to develop what they're doing. So it's kind of for bands, acts, musicians who are already working in this way. They might already have a relationship with a video artist, for example, or a string ensemble, or that extra layer, that extra dimension, that they've already got that relationship, but they need time and space to really develop that and see where that goes. So we can offer them that, and then offer them time in here with our technicians to then sort of try and realise that, and then they would play one of the shows. In June, our next gig is our first one, which is with Bunty, who is an amazing artist, really inspirational, and she does a lot of cross art stuff. So yes, that's our first one, and I think that'll be a really exciting show.
So anyone who knows the name Abi Wade should be pretty aware you're sort of known for your rhythmic, sort of bassy songs, percussive technique, where I assume you didn't just sort of from an early age start sort of lashing out at the cello with a bow. So how did that sound develop?
Well, I've been playing the cello for a long time, but at university I studied music and visual art, and that was when I started kind of trying different sounds out on the cello. It's got such a huge range and a real resonance that it's actually a really versatile instrument, so I was quite lucky. So yeah, I went to hardware stores and picked up like doorknobs and hairbrushes and all sorts of things and started just experimenting really then.
So your last single was Boxer, yeah? Now the video for that was, I felt, I don't know, quite sort of challenging, quite eerie, a bit dark. Is that kind of, what was the feeling behind that actually? What was the sort of reason behind that?
Yeah, it's kind of based around kind of relationships and the fight within a relationship, so it kind of touches on domestic violence. So yeah, it's quite a dark video, and obviously there's the boxer in it, who's just he's such a lovely guy and he looks so evil. Yeah, so yeah, it is quite a dark video and it's kind of got a rawness about it, definitely.
And is that a direction that future releases are likely to take as well?
I always joke that I can never write happy songs. My cousin asked me to sing at her wedding once, and I had to write a song for it because all of my songs I was just looking through and it was like suicide, death, Yeah,
Big
so
one of them.
yeah, so I just had to write one instead.
All right, okay. How did that go down?
Yeah, it went well. Yeah, it was.
So you can write happy songs.
Well, it's emotional.
You won the Emerging Artists
Yes.
grant from Emerging Excellence grant. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Well, I just applied for the funding. I never really applied for any funding before. So, yeah, wrote the proposal and they asked me for an interview. So I went down and did a little piece for them and then kind of talked about my plans. And yeah, got the grant, which I was really surprised about. Yeah, really excited. It kind of means that I can really get into the album now, start writing and recording and stuff. So yeah, brilliant.
So what are you spending that cash on specifically?
Sorry?
New instruments, or is it just going into recording time and?
Your recording time, producer time, that kind of stuff. Not new instruments. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to spend it on that. But otherwise, I would just spend all of it. So maybe it's best that they're not letting me spend it on instruments. Yeah. So it's for the album.
Cool. And just finally, are you excited to be part of Spectrum?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, I played the Pavilion a couple of times, and yeah, great artists, really kind of fresh faces as well. So that's brilliant. I'm really excited to see the other bands. So yeah, brilliant.
Welcome back. We are ready now for our headliners. We've managed to catch them just before they're going off to America. Yeah. And also at the time of their album launch in the UK. Please welcome Fear of Men.
There's a lot of really good sort of initiatives happening out of Brighton Dome, and is this something that's always been the case? Is it a new role, your role, or is it something that Brighton Dome have always been involved in the community and things like this?
Yeah, Brighton Dome's always been doing it. Pippa, my boss, she's amazing. She's been doing this stuff for years and years. She started the Burning the Clocks, if you know that.
Yeah.
And she founded Same
The noisy ones, sort of November time, aren't they?
December, yeah, noisy, coming through the streets with the lanterns and stuff, yeah. But yeah, Brighton Dome's always done outreach work, working with, doing shows for babies through to projects with older people, and we've got an amazing dance company called Three Score, which is all people over 60. We've also done lots of music projects with older people with dementia. We've done lots of projects in schools, more outreach-based projects. Yeah, lots of different stuff, really.
Right. Well, fantastic. Well, I mean, for anyone watching this, wants to get involved in Spectrum, whether they be a musician or thinks they can sort of contribute in any other way, what would you like to say to them?
Get in touch. Just get in touch. You can email us at spectrum@brightondome.org. Look at the website. There's loads of info on there. So, yeah, the more the merrier.
Brilliant. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Okay, Fear of Men, thank you very much for letting me and the crew invade your dressing room before you play tonight. To kick off, now I know you guys must be really excited. You've got a new album coming out. I've been looking at sort of posts on Facebook over the last couple of weeks now, so just on a scale of like 1 to, I don't know, 1,000, how excited are you?
We're pretty excited, pretty lacking in sleep, pretty excited.
Can you put a numerical value on that?
I don't know.
How excited are you, Mike?
1,000. 1,000 out of 1,000. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about sort of the work that went into that album.
Well, we were recording it on and off for a year, so it was a pretty intense undertaking, and we kind of just didn't want to stop until it was something we were really proud of. So it's like, I don't know, it's a real testament to us as a band and something that we could build together. And it was very much like, the band's kind of evolved from being sort of about me songwriting to about us all working together and finding strength in what we can each offer individually, which is really nice.
So is Spectrum going to be the kind of first outing for like the full album or songs from the album?
Yeah, we won't be playing every song off the album, but it's the first time that we will have been playing like a sizable chunk of it. We've kind of dropped in 1 or 2 songs on past tours to kind of get a feel for them, and particularly while we were recording them as well, we were kind of like learning about them through playing them live. But yeah, this should be a fun night. We're really looking forward to it. We don't play in Brighton very much, so it's really nice to have a good crowd when we do.
It's a night obviously set out to develop local acts, which you're one. So I mean, how does it feel to be sort of pioneering something like that?
Yeah, it's great. They've been so helpful to us already. We filmed our last music video here with their help, which was really awesome. We just needed a space that we could work in, and they were really accommodating. And Resident Records is a great shop. That's where I get everything that I want to listen to.
Yeah, they asked us, they said, we'd like you to be the first one, and initially we couldn't do it because we're going to America, so they kind of really moved things around to make it happen so that we could play tonight, so which was really cool. And yeah, they've been really nice.
So talking about a festival that's coming up, you played the Great Escape last year, and in 2011, are you going for a hat trick?
This year we're going to be over in America, but yeah, it's been a really great. It always falls on my birthday weekend, so I've went to it a lot of years before I played it, so it's kind of meant a lot to me growing up as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Great Escape's great. We kind of started the band after seeing a few bands at the Great Escape, didn't we?
Yeah, I was particularly inspired by seeing Best Coast and Warpaint play in, Horatio's, the little karaoke bar on the pier, and that was, I don't know. I mean, I was pretty into music before that, but I'd never seen I don't know, I think it was just a really great show. It was seeing Warpaint in a place that small as well, was like their musicianship was really inspiring, and they were all playing Mustangs, so now I play a Mustang guitar. Yeah, it was cool.
So it definitely rubbed off on you.
yeah, it was awesome. And then we got to tour with Best Coast like a year after that or something, so it was a really nice like full circle kind of thing.
How important do you think festivals like the Great Escape happening in Brighton are for Brighton musicians?
Well, it's brilliant because they do make a point to book, a lot of local bands, and I really like the day parties as well that like local record labels and things like that put on. It kind of makes it feel a bit like South by Southwest, where they have the free day shows they're almost like more important than the actual label showcases and stuff in the evening. So I think I hope it goes more that way, and there's just lots going on, and it's a really creative atmosphere.
You're going to be in the US soon, promoting Loom, I guess. You spend a lot of time there, so have you got a really good following there? Is that why you're sort of America's sort of a big sort of location for you?
I think they're maybe intrigued by us being British. That seems to go down well there.
Our record label is based in Brooklyn, which I think helped. And they put out our first 12-inch, which was a collection of all our singles and cassettes, and that kind of seemed to sort of pique interest over there. And then we've kind of gone over there a few times and sort of built it from there. So we're hoping going over on a full tour, we're kind of building on that.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to play that many shows. It's 6 weeks of playing. I mean, we have the odd day off, but it's going to be by the end of the tour, I just hope that we'll be, like kind of a different band to when we start, and seeing all those new places as well will be fantastic.
Finally then, Brooklyn or Brighton?
That's tough. Obviously Brighton, but I do really like Brooklyn.
Cool. Fear of Men, thank you very much for joining us.